the keto diet was the most Googled diet of 2018.
But a new study sounding the alarm on diets like keto and Atkins and paleo, suggesting low carb might actually be hazardous to your health.
And this is news to Dr. Oz. We brought him here. We didn't tell him why. No, I'm only kidding. You've been researching this. Are we going to survive the keto diet?
We are. Well, keto, paleo, these are the most searched diets on the internet.
Yeah.
We cover them on the show all the time. But it hasn't been studied well from a general health perspective. We know people lose weight, especially some folks. If your body looks like a square or a brick, then you tend to lose weight on these diets because it changes your internal hormones. But this important study from the American College of Cardiology, one of the first of its kind, looked at 13,000 people who were not in this irregular heartbeat called AFib. And it found that when you had less carbohydrates in your diet, you seem to have more atrial fibrillation. Let me just explain what that is. I have an animation real quickly showing you what the heart looks like when it's beating normally, and then we're going to transition to the AFib. And it's like, see, the left side is normal. The top part of the heart's beating and contracting.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like a fuel injector. On the right side, the heart's beating like a bag of worms. And the problem with that is the blood accumulates.
So many people have talked about the keto diet. If you're unfamiliar with it, we've got a chart that shows you the keto diet is about 20% protein, fish, grass-fed beef, beans, legumes, 75% healthy fats like avocados, coconut, stuff like that, and 5% carbs. It really limits the number of carbs. But Dr. Oz, you and I have talked about this. I was on the keto diet for a while, and I had a headache that would not ever go away. And then I wound up switching out of it.
Well, there are a lot of folks who have a little bit of a malaise around it. You get very irritable. People are not in a
What are you talking about?
What? You get it's not even hangry. You just can't deal with low insulin, low sugar levels. Your body needs more sugar. Part of the reason we go for comfort food is it makes us feel good.
Yeah.
When you have zero of that stuff, it begs the issue why. It's not just about being in a bad mood. What is it about super low carb diets that might be dangerous? And here's the deal. When you get rid of all your carbs, you often get rid of some of the produce. Well, produce is really important for your gut. It feeds the right bacteria. It actually creates a calmness in your intestines, reduces inflammation. When you replace the carbs with fatty foods, the lard, butter, right, the unhealthy fats.
A lot of ghee.
Like a lot of ghee, right, G-H-E-E. Then you end up with pro-inflammatory hormones and conditions. So inflammation leads to irregular heartbeats because it irritates the heart muscle. The muscle itself.
Diet should we go for?
I actually think the diets that your colleague Norm, Steve, and I have talked about is the best one. It's called the Pegan diet. If it's the paleo, marries the vegan diet. So that means, A, you can be with around other people because the biggest problem...
You get to eat meat.
You get to eat some meat. You can replace 1 of the 3 servings of vegetables with some meat so you can be sociable. Because the biggest problem with a good diet is you get lonely. Because your friends are having a great time. You can't. But the other thing is that's much more closely mimics the Mediterranean diet. The diet that had the longest track record, thousands of years, people eating food that's relatively balanced, colorful fruits and vegetables. You can have healthy fats, the olive oils of the world. You can have some
Greek
meat,
salads.
but not too much, the Greek salads. And people just tend to live a long time with these kinds of diets.
And don't get Weight Watchers. Oprah is a friend of yours. You want her to
I actually love Weight Watchers, and I really do love what they're doing with WW, making it healthy and more about your broader life. But fundamentally, you have to find a diet that is balanced because your body will tell if you can't.
You mean fair and balanced?
Yes, fair and balanced.
Okay.